Right, here we go then for the first race of the day. This, the South America block. On pole position is going to be Igor Fraga. Starting in second place will be Nicolas Rubilar, the Chilean driver. Also from Chile, we have Fabian Portilla starting from third place. In fourth place, it will be Adriano Carrazza. Then in fifth place, Cristiano de Sá, one of many Brazilians in this block. Next along in sixth place, we have Thiago Gonzaga. Then we come to seventh place, which will be Guillaume Lima. All the way from Argentina, Facundo Dudalek, first time out of his country, travelled all the way here to Argentina to compete. Then we have Thalvanir Kuntz starting in ninth place, and Vinicius Neto will be going off the back of the field. Of course, we have the top two that'll go straight through, third to eighth in the repechage, ninth and 10th, unfortunately, it'll be the end of the event for them. And to call you through the first lap of 9, here we go for the race at Suzuka. To talk you through the start, it is Jimmy Broadbent.
So, here we go, the first race of the day. By no means does it mean it is any less important. As Chris said, it will be the top two that go through automatically to the World Finals in Monaco. 3 to 8 through to the repechage, but 9 and 10 will be the end of their competition. Fraga leads us round in the Toyota FGT prototype. Then the two Chilean drivers follow, and then Carrazza after that. Coming through the last chicane now. Of course, it's a rolling start around here, so just have to wait until the drivers are given control by the computer, and then we'll be on and underway for our first race of the day. Coming round the last corner now is Fraga, the Brazilian driver, waiting for the countdown to begin. And when it goes to 0, the drivers will gain control. 2, 1, and away we go then for our first race here at Las Vegas. We're at the Suzuka circuit, and Fraga makes a good start coming down towards T1. Rubilar in the background, so it's Portilla, the other Chilean driver. Looks like that Porsche is very quick in the straight line, and then straight away Fraga goes defensive to the inside. Fraga, one of our real-life racing drivers here, defending well from start. Lots of experience for that, of course. Now coming through the S's for the first time. I saw a driver briefly go off in the background there. Didn't quite see who that was. I think it might have been.
I think it was Dudalek who's gone off the Argentinian.
Right there, Chris. Yep. I just saw him shoot off in the background. It's not a great start from him, but otherwise, Portilla and Carrazza coming close together. VW on VW, drop top versus Beetles.
Now we have three drivers that have really dropped off the back of the field here. Kuntz, Dudalek and Neto have dropped away, which means only one place would be up for grabs. In fact, Neto is in a lot of trouble. You can see the interval gaps just to the left of your picture there, as leading the way is Igor Fraga. The 20-year-old is just trying to break away from Portilla, and Jimmy, you can just see, if you look to the track map to the right of screen, we can see we've got one driver way off the back, which is Neto, and then we've got Kuntz and Dudalek battling over the last place in the repechage. Now, one thing we haven't touched on yet is tyre choice, Jimmy.
Yeah, tyres indeed. We've got Fraga, our lead driver right now, opting to go for the soft tyres and trying to lead from pole position, opening up a gap, and then defend later on in the race on the harder compounds of tyres. And the three drivers behind them have opted for the medium, and our first half runner is Cesar in fifth position. You're watching him right now in the Mazda Atenza. Not a bad start, considering that he's on the hard tyre, meaning that he'll have the soft and medium later on, and hopefully having a faster finish. So we're on board now with Gonzaga in the V12. Aston Martin Vantage goes to the outside, coming up to 130R. Has the front of the V12 to pull through, but will he have the grip through 130R to go around the outside? No, he doesn't. Cesar pulls across and defends fifth position.
Well, this really affecting Gonzaga's strategy right here. de Sá doing a very good job on those hard tyres, it has to be said. Oh, and we've had enough. Oh, and Carrazza coming back onto the track as he rejoined there. I think that was Gonzaga, who had simply nowhere to go. He ghosted out, and Gonzaga, unfortunately, nothing he could do now. He's going to go tumbling down the order. That, I assume, Jimmy, would have just been a simple mistake running wide into the chicane.
It seems that way. It's very easy to get onto the curb out there, and the curb is not very grippy at all. Of course, the off-track in GT Sport simulates real-life off-track with this no grip, very slippery, and I think there are a couple of people falling foul of that. Gonzaga, of course, being one of them. Good news, though, for this guy, Fraga. He's still pulling away, nearly 2 seconds now, the gap to the nearest driver, and that, as we see that, we go back to the battle for fifth between Lima and Carrazza. Corvette on Beetle. Not really a place to pass through the S's, but Carrazza is crowding all over the back of that C7. and really giving Lima a lot to look at in his mirrors.
Yeah, the 29-year-old here really applying some pressure to Lima at the moment as we head down now into the right-hander. Lima from Sao Paulo, a kart racer as well, away from, of course, GT Sport, and these two on different tyre strategies. So this, in fact, no, they're both on the medium tyre, aren't they? And Corazza's going to dive down the inside. Lima leaves him a lot of space, and that good racing from the pair of them. Corazza up to 5th place, Lima down to 6th. Now they're both at this stage going to be going into the repechage. So at the moment, would it be worth an idea to try and work together here? They're on similar strategies, and battling with each other is only going to drop them into the path of Gonzaga and Kuntz.
They would be aware of that, of course, as well. They do have rear view mirrors, or at least radars, to see where cars are around them. We've seen that Gonzaga is very fast in the Aston Martin, especially down the straights, and he is starting to pull onto the back of his guys. But I think what was happening was Corazza was actually a little bit quicker than Lima, wanted to get by and just get on his own way. You can work together with people up to an extent, but when you're that much quicker, it's just not worth the hassle, frankly.
Well, Igor Fraga, I think his experience from that USF 2000 championship showing here, finished 4th from that this year. He's 2.3 seconds clear. No signs of nerves whatsoever. Corazza just taking a brief trip across the grass. This, a big battle to follow now. This, the battle for the last place in the repechage between Kuntz and Dudelek. Dudelek has made a brilliant recovery after that first corner off to catch the Brazilian back up. And already Kuntz knows what's coming because he's defending going down the straight. Dudelek has the headlights going. We've got, I think, our first penalty of the race here for Corazza. That may have been for the off. He had just a few corners ago, but that is a huge battle for 8th place going on, and we'll keep an eye on that battle. Different tyre strategies they're on as well between Kuntz and Dudelek.
Of course, now you might think, why are we focusing on this battle for 8th place? Chris just very quickly alluded to it there, sorry. That 8th place is the last place available for the repechage. If you finish 9th or 10th in this race, that is your American final is over. You are not racing anymore, and are no longer in contention to go to either the World Finals or, of course, through to the finals of this event itself. Now, Corazza does have a 0.5 second penalty. He will have to serve that when he passes one of the penalty zones. You can pick those out by seeing the little yellow markers at the either side of the circuit, usually coming onto the back straight. I think it's actually just coming on to the back straight here. Gonzaga, Gonzaga there tried to go to the inside of Lima, take advantage of him going very wide there. That's still fighting.
And change for 8th. Dudelek on the medium tyres, gone past Kuntz. Now I wanted to say, soft tyres for Igor Fraga. He's done the perfect strategy here so far. Everything has worked in his favour, starting from pole position. He's pulled away, but do we expect him in this lap, would you say? 14 times tyre wear.
Yeah, most likely. The 14 times tyre wear, as you pointed out. Try and put that into perspective for some guys think, what does that mean? Essentially, it means one lap on one of those soft tyres equates to 14 laps worth of tyre wear. So right now he's got 36 laps of wear on those soft tyres. And there you go, he's in, as Chris prophesied, coming onto the medium tyre, so he's saving the slowest compound for last. Interesting strategy, but that does mean, of course, towards the end of the race, he's going to be vulnerable to people on perhaps a faster compounder tyre.
It's a busy pit lane because Portillo is coming in as well, which just shows how good Igor Fraga was on those soft tyres. Corazza came in, Gonzaga came in, Guillaume Lima came in as well, and Igor Fraga still rejoins in the lead out of all of that. He's gone to the medium tyre, so he's going soft, medium, and then hard at the end. Cristiano Dessar, who of course has stayed out on those hard tyres, he has moved up to 2nd place. Rubilar, who did come into the pits, is 3rd, so only 4 drivers haven't come in yet. They are Dessar, Kuntz, in fact make that 3. Vinicius Neto, who was at the very back of the field, has stayed out on the hard tyre and is pulling himself back into contention here. So let's not count out Vinicius Neto. He may have been around 6-7 seconds off the back of the field, but come the end of the race, he could be on the soft tyres.
He could be, and of course that'll be ideal for him, given that he needs to try and gain a little bit of time here. We're now currently watching a fight between Kuntz and Gonzaga. Gonzaga coming back through the field after his earlier instant in that all-powerful V12 Vantage. Very quick in a straight line, tries to go right round the outside of Kuntz coming up to the first Degner. You aren't going to get through there, mate. I wouldn't try it. Very much one car at a time through Degner 1 and Degner 2. And now we come towards the hairpin. Here is an overtaking opportunity, but Gonzaga needs to really get to the inside. What will Kuntz do? I think he'll probably stay middle in line. Not quite close enough this time, but you can see that Kuntz really feeling the pressure there from Gonzaga as he runs wide at the hairpin. That's going to allow Gonzaga to get side by side. Now Kuntz will have the inside line coming up to Spoon, but I really think that Aston has a leg to at least get alongside before the next left-hander.
But this is a very tricky place to overtake, isn't it, for Gonzaga. Let's see if he can pull it off though. Here he goes, diving to the inside. Kuntz going to leaving a little bit of space, and that is a perfect move. Textbook stuff from Gonzaga. 6th place for him.
That's what we expected to see there from that mighty V12 Ass, and now it'll probably just pull away down the straight. Kuntz will have the slipstream, but will not be able to match the engine power. Now in the background, we do have a fight between Neto and Lima for 8th and 9th position. Of course, Neto still needs to come into the pit lane, which I think he probably will do.
Yeah.
Well, not quite yet, actually.
Well,
Got 2 laps left.
That said, Cristiano Desar's come in on the hard tyres.
Okay.
So Vinicius Neto could pull into the pits on this lap. Let's have a look. Lima just behind, may just be waiting to see if he does. Let's have a look. Neto has gone past it. Oh no, right at the end. There we go. I thought he was going to fool us, but Vinicius Neto into the pits, and we'll see if Kuntz comes in as well. That would make him all drivers in.
Now we do have fairly strict rules here with pit lane in and out. You have to make sure you stay within the pit line on the way out of the pit. If you don't, our live stewards will come and give you a virtual slap on the wrist and give you a penalty, which could, in this race, with racing this close, it's going to be quite a ruiner for your race day. Here's Fraga, who's having a very good time right now, Chris. 4.5 seconds essentially ahead of the next driver, who's this man here, Rubilar, in the 911 RSR. Hasn't given up the chase just yet, but is still on the harder compound of tyre. Of course, for the end, Rubilar's going to have the soft tyres, and Fraga's going to be on the hard tyres. So we'll probably see that gap come back down the last few laps of the race.
Looking at the gaps there, it looks like a race that has just completely spread itself out and no overtaking is going to happen at all. However, we've got to, of course, take into context that one driver hasn't pitted at all the rest have to pit again. So at the moment, we're in this phase of the race where, here we go, in fact, it's bunched up between Kuntz, Lima and Canazza, but we're in the phase of the race where at the moment we don't really know almost who's going through at this stage, which makes this format so exciting. But battling away here at the moment, Jimmy, Kuntz, Lima, Canazza, back straight coming up, of course, as well.
Here comes Lima, looks to the inside for Spoon, trying to copy the move Gonzaga did. Kuntz, I think, got scared off the circuit there, went wide and lost not 1 position but 2, down to 8th place there. And that's going to allow Dudalek in the background to come back as well. I think as Kuntz is still yet to pit. I think what happened is he got onto the outside on the slippery stuff, went to turn in the same way he would usually, and the car just did not grip, and he almost spun again. Here's a replay of that. So yeah, just got scared there, I think, off the apex and went a little bit wide, and that happens if you see someone on your inside think, oh, I've got to get some space, whereas in reality you've got quite a bit more room than that, and he'll be annoyed at that, but Lino will have a bit of a smile on his face as he moves up into 6th position in the Corvette. Here comes Grazza.
Here comes Grazza, so first person to make his 2nd stop. He's going to go to the hard tyre, so he's going to do the long run at the end. Kuntz is going to go. Kuntz, that's brave. Soft tyres at this stage. Is he going to last on those all the way to the end?
Well, he can't do. He has to come in again with mediums. I think he's still having a stop there. So he's right on the other end of the spectrum in terms of strategy. And to be honest, Chris, I can't see this working out for him now. That was a big cross of the pit line there for Grazza. So that is usually a bit of a slam dunk penalty. We'll see if the stewards saw that. If they haven't, they probably heard me say it. So they might have seen it. But you can't be doing that in these championships. That's not allowed. It's against the rules.
No, it's of course the FIA certified championship. Now, we had the drivers briefing yesterday and another one this morning, so they would have been told about all of these things. We'll see who was listening better than others, I guess. Igor Fraga leading the way. So everyone has come in once. Canazza has come in twice. So he is down in 9th, but he's had a 2nd stop. So effectively, he should be fighting for a place in the repechage. I don't think anyone is out of contention at this stage. But Igor Fraga doing a fantastic job. We haven't seen much of him, but that's always a good thing. It's always a really good thing or a really bad thing in racing when you're not seeing much of a live stream. And for Igor Fraga, it's a very good thing at the moment.
Of course, you guys might know him as IOF Racing 17. Chris and I and various other commentators over the course of the Superstars races had the great pleasure of commentating on him and all the guys here at the Las Vegas. We're up in the Marquee nightclub. I must say, it's a pretty great location here. And in comes Fraga. We'll come back to the race. He's in for his final stop now. Of course, Chris, he goes to the hard tyre now, but he's only got 3 laps to do it on, so he's got about 5 seconds in hand. So he has that plus track position. It's looking pretty good for Igor.
And Portilla is in as well. So Fabien Portilla in. So that's another driver in for a second stop. So Rubbelaar is going to inherit the lead. The 21-year-old jumped onto a wheel in 2015. So he's been getting himself used to that over the last 3 years. And now here he is, Rubbelaar, doing a very good job for himself at the moment. Lima has also come in as well, a little bit further down the field. He's got to the hard tyre, so Rubbelaar, that will be his second and final stop, I believe. And Lima comes back out onto track in 9th place.
Now it's really interesting to see Rubbelaar not come into the pit lane this lap around and come in for the soft tyres.
Yeah,
as it stands now, he's only going to have 2 laps of the pace of a soft tyre, and we've seen they can do 3. So really, he's cost himself a bit of time there. Look at the background there. Fraga's really gaining. He was 4 seconds behind when he came out the pits. Now it's 3.5, and we've not even got into the third sector of a lap yet.
But I'm going to try and counter-attack that and say, did he sort of think, I'm out front on my own? Why not just carry on? I've got no one trying to challenge me. I've got no one I've got to go past. Why not do one more lap and then see where I come out with soft tyres at the end? Less laps to kind of battle, I guess.
Although saying that, of course, as it stands, Rubbelaar will be getting our second ticket through to the World Finals in Monaco. So maybe thinking, you know what, I'm going to just be comfy out here. I'm probably not going to win this, but I don't need to win this. So maybe a little bit of clever driving going on there.
You start battling at the end for a second place. It could end in tears, can't it? So Rubbelaar just trying, I think, stay out of trouble for the time being. Let's do a run through the order quickly. Rubbelaar, Fraga, Dessart, Portilla, Gonzaga, Dudelet, Neto, Carazza. Lima has literally just gone into 9th place past Kuntz. Those two really need to work together to catch up to Carazza. Kuntz hasn't done his second stop yet either, and Rubbelaar, as expected, into the pits.
Rubbelaar, of course, Nico R, if you followed him online, a very prolific driver in our Superstar races, at least. Great to see him here in the competition. A lot of the guys just haven't met each other in real life, of course, and there's a really great opportunity for them to come together. We'll come back to that in a second, though. As Carazza comes on the inside for 7th, though. Dive inside at 130R. You don't see that very often, especially not in a Volkswagen Beetle, but Carazza made it work.
Gotta say, I love the Beetle. It's a great car, isn't it? Kuntz there in 9th place, Lima in 10th. We did refer these two swap positions earlier in the lap. Now Dudelec's come in, Gonzaga has come in, Vinicius Neto has come in as well. So 3 drivers in, all going to soft tyres. This seems to be the preferred strategy. All going to softs at the end.
Going to be a fast finish. I'm surprised we didn't get it a lap earlier, frankly. 2 laps seems like a little bit of a waste for that tyre. I think it's better just to come back and then just go for the end. So again, Dudelet and Neto with it all to do right now. They're currently in the drum zone, 9th and 10th position. If they finish there, that'll be their competition done and dusted. But it's hard to look past the dominant performance so far of Fraga at the front of the field. But also worth noting, Chris, we now pretty much have a battle for second here between Rubbelaar and Portilla, and this is going to be for the last spot, or the last automatic spot in the World Final. So I think now both Chileans coming together, there's going to be no compatriotism here, I don't think.
Yeah, well, of course, when we went out to the SEMA convention yesterday, you kind of saw the countrymen kind of correlating together. Rubbelaar and Portilla, they may have been friendly then, but that might change now because we've got 1 lap to go, and of course 1 space in the World Finals guaranteed right now, up for grabs, and it's between Rubbelaar and Portilla. Cristiano Dessart, both fingers crossed, hoping that something happens and he might be able to inherit second place. We've seen that happen on many occasions in Tokyo and Madrid. Will that happen here in Las Vegas? Does Portilla feel lucky? Let's find out going on to this final lap. Igor Fraga, you'd have to say, unless he bins it, is through. Who's going to take the second place? A little bit further down the field, Lima versus Dudelet for the last place in the repechage, and here it is going down to 130R.
Dudelet looks to the outside, and that BMW M6, he has got the grunt though on the Corvette. He's still kind of there on the rear quarter panel, has to yield there to Lima, but Lima took a very narrow line through that. It's going to slow him down coming up to the chicane. One of the best overtaking spots, of course, world famous for certain actions in F1, but here we are at Las Vegas, we won't talk about that. And Lima there just about keeping the position for now, but now he's going to be a prime suspect, prime bait coming down the straight. He's going to be having the slipstream taken away from him from the car behind. Let's see if Dudelet can make the pass now. Kuntz into the pit, so is Neto. I think at the front of the field, Rubbelaar and Portilla, that's already decided. I think Portilla hasn't quite got the pace there to challenge Rubbelaar for the last position in the finals, but we'll stay on this battle for now. now. Corvette versus BMW M6 through the S's. All about handling through here, all about getting your line right, and saying that Lima goes a little bit deep into the first part of the right-hander there. Now keep the car nice and tight on this second right, and then try and make the easier, the fastest line coming up through Dunlop. We're going well so far, still right to start, but Lima a little bit of oversteer, and then nowhere really to go for Dudalek, but he goes to the inside, but now side by side coming up to the first Degner. Who's going to yield first? It's going to be Lima, and round the outside, no, surely not, no, he runs out of space there, and Dudalek back down to 8th.
But Jimmy, they're both going through, they're just allowing they're just allowing Vinicius Neto to close in. So three players in this battle, only two.
And here
comes Neto. Neto trying to get into the repechage, and I think he's done it. He has. So Dudalek has dropped out of the repechage. At the moment, he's going home. One of these three is going to go home, and at the moment, it is Dudalek. But out front, Igor Fraga is coming round the final corner, and he is going to take victory and put himself into the finals. Igor Fraga wins. And look, it's all kicking off in this battle. Vinicius Neto
just missed it.
Dudalek's got into 7th. Rubelar takes to 2nd place in the World Finals. But what's going on in the battle for 8th place? Portilla takes 3rd. Desar is 4th. Gonzaga will be 5th. Carrazza 6th. But who's going to be 7th, 8th, and 9th? They're coming into the final chicane.
It looks like on the timing that Neto has fallen off the back. It's going to be Dudalek, then Lima, I think at the moment. Lima's close to Dudalek, but Neto's fallen off. There has been an investigation, but against Dudalek. So here he comes. 7th place for Dudalek. So provisionally himself and Lima will be going through to the repechage, and Neto is a loser. He will not, and that will be his competition over if the standings stay as they are. Drama as always, Chris.
Yeah, I'm out of breath, and it's only the first race, but what a performance from your winner. Give him another round of applause. Igor Fraga taking the win. Right, Jimmy responded to that.
I gave a round of applause. There you go, that's something.
Igor Fraga, textbook stuff, pretty much likes to flag victory for him, bar losing the lead in the pit stop phase for a brief moment. But Igor Fraga it is. We will see you in the World Finals, my friend. Also going through in 2nd place was Rubelar. Let's confirm the rest of the standings. Going into the repechage will be Portilla, Desar, Gonzaga, Carrazza, Dudalek and Lima. Of course, Dudalek under investigation though, so we will wait to confirm that after the race.